Hi, everybody. Welcome to our webinar, Be an Informed Investor to Create Wealth, brought to you by Bursa Malaysia and managed by LifeChamp. My name is Shane Chu. I'm the speaker for today's session. Now, usually you see me as a moderator, but today is a special occasion, so I make myself a presenter for this webinar. So before we begin, just want to check if you are hearing me clearly and seeing our screen. So if you can hear me, see my webcam, and also see my slide, please say hi to me in the chat group so I know you can hear me. Okay, hello. Hey guys, yes, thank you so much for your greetings. So it shows that the sound is working okay. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. All right, so I'm very excited to kickstart this webinar, and today the market is lower for a bit, that breached below 1,500 points. So hope everyone is still okay, safe and sound. All right, so yeah, allow me to go to the most important slide for this session, which is disclaimer. So whatever we share on this webinar is only for educational purpose. In no way that Bursa Malaysia or LifeChamp or the speaker give any recommendation or for any buy or sell. So if you decide to buy or sell any stocks, you do it at your own risk. Okay. So now allow me to introduce myself a little bit. Okay, first time. All right, so I don't want to blow my own horn, but just allow me to briefly go through. I'm a financial speaker, trader, and investor with 10 years experience trading and investing in the local international stocks, ETF, and currency. I started investing when I was in a university, so now I'm in early 30s, so more than 10 years of experience. So I'm a certified professional trainer by IPMA UK. As a speaker, I speak quite regularly for Bursa Young Investor Education webinars, seminars, investment banks, and also charting companies. I also design and conduct stock simulation games and workshops for Bursa Malaysia nationwide, and also for investment banks as well. So today, I have also trained more than 10,000 individuals in stock investment. I am a frequent invited guest speaker for over 20 universities nationwide to teach investment, and I also appear on radio and media quite regularly. Now I'm a stock market analyst for City Plus FM. All right, so that's a little bit of my background. So today we are going to go to the basic of how to understand the Bursa Malaysia market. Okay, so what we will cover today is we are going to learn to avoid herd mentality and learn the importance of making independent judgment. So we are going to learn Bursa Malaysia markets and indices inside out. Subsequently, we're going to talk about trading and a CDS account and how to open these accounts. And then we follow by what is Bursa Marketplace and learn how to find money making information from Bursa Marketplace. And lastly, we'll talk about Bursa Academy and how to navigate around it to find relevant content so you can continuously upskill yourself. All right, are you ready? Okay, let's begin. Now, the reason Bursa Malaysia is making this webinars available to you because we've seen that there's a spike, okay, in trading activities from retail investors, and there are more and more people going to the market, and then to hear people say, oh, this stock good, that stock good, okay, this stock confirm go up. Wow, this one I heard tips, they say confirm go up, okay, so buy. So a lot of a lot of retail investor are new to the market because they many just newly created accounts and they rely on tips and also news or from their friends or uncle auntie who told them what stocks to buy, what stocks to sell, who happen not to be a licensed investment advisors, but they when they listen to the tips, retail investors sometimes also do not do due diligence, and it caused that uninformed it caused them to make uninformed investment decisions that will likely to they have a higher risk, put their capital at a higher risk category. So of course, like what was interviewed on Bernama, uh, Bursa state that retail investor need to analyze and assess companies fundamental before investing in the stock market. So we need to learn how to avoid herd mentality, not your friends buy, your uncles buy, and it's definitely worth. Sometimes we can rely on information that your friends shared with you, but we must also do our due diligence. We must be able to make independent judgment. Not only they say it is good stocks, so you must also do your own due diligence, study the company inside out, get as much information as you can, so we can make an independent judgment. All right, so that's entire reason why retail investor need to pay more attention and do more homework. So investing does not require rocket science, but it requires us to do homework into the company that you want to invest in, into the sector that they operate in, understand the operating statistic, understand their historical track record, the financial performance, so we can know how to make independent judgment, and we can build our wealth consistently in the stock market and do a wealth creation in the stock market, so that we'll be able to build our wealth sustainably in the stock market. All right, so uh, that is the idea of investing, not to trade stocks market like a casino. Now, having said that, so what actually are shares? Now, it all falls back to the fundamental, which is shares are actually a unit of ownership of listed companies. Okay, so we better don't treat stocks like a casino. Okay, Busan Malaysia is not a casino, but it's a place for us, to really build our wealth, to invest in great companies that has long-term potential and that can grow sustainably uh, together, with the shareholders. Okay, so if the shareholders see the potential in the company, so we want to grow together with the company, so we invest our money, hard-earned money into the company, so that we can continuously grow with the company. As the company make more money, they declare more dividend to us, and then we can also build our wealth. We treat the stock market as an avenue for us to create wealth. Okay, the stock market is not a place for us to become rich overnight, but it's a place that can enable us to become wealthy over a period of time. Okay, so the idea here is must treat the stock market as a place for us to acquire ownership of the companies. Now on Bursa Malaysia, which is the Malaysian Stock Exchange, we have a few markets here on Bursa. We have the Securities Market, we have the Islamic market, we have the derivative markets, and then we also have the offshore market. Okay, so offshore means the Labuan International Financial Exchange, which is based in Labuan IBFSC. So guess most of us here are more familiar with the securities. Okay, let me briefly go over in the securities market. In the securities market, we have three main markets. We have the main markets, which is which comprise of bigger companies. Then we have an ace market, which is like the growth stocks kind of companies. And then we have the lead market, which is for the emerging companies. So for this, we have these three markets. So later we're going to dissect it a little bit more. So from all the securities market, we have 933 stocks as of now. Okay, the number changes regularly because of new listing and new delisting. So we have structured warrants, 117 structured warrants as of the 1st of August. We have 208 warrants. Warrant means these are company warrants. 18 real estate investment trusts, 20 exchange trade funds, 1 SPAC. SPAC stands for special purpose acquisition companies, and then 1 closed-ended fund. Okay, so for in the Islamic market, right, out of the 933 stocks, there are 715 stocks is Sharia compliant. Okay, so this is about 60% more than Sharia compliant. So out of the 20 ETF, there are 6 ETF are Islamic ETF. Out of the 18 REITs, there are 4 REITs that are Sharia compliant. And then we also have this exchange traded bonds and sukuk. So these are the fixed income securities that are traded on the stock exchange. Now, usually the bonds are usually made available to high net worth individuals. I think you need to have at least 200, a quarter million in liquid asset, if I'm not mistaken, so that you'll be offered the bonds by your by the banks, commercial banks. So for retail investor, we can we can also invest in bonds through these exchange traded bonds as good. I guess we are also doing a webinar on this exchange traded bond as good. I guess it's early October, so stay tuned for that. So for derivative, we have about 8 derivatives, 8 commodity derivatives, such as gold futures, crude palm oil futures, palm oil futures, palm kernel oil futures, US dollar crude palm oil futures, options of crude palm oil futures, tin futures, USD RBD palm oil option futures. We have 8 commodity derivatives. We have 4 equity derivatives, which is FBM KLCF futures, FBM KLCF options, single stock futures, mini FBM mid 70. This is FM70 futures. Okay, and we have 4 financial derivatives, which is 3-month KL K-Libor futures, 3-year MGS futures, 5-year MGS futures, and 10-year MGS futures contract. So these are the derivatives that are available for trading on the exchange. So now, what are the criteria to be listed? Now, to be listed, there are 2 criteria: qualitative criteria and a quantitative criteria that Bursa Malaysia and the Securities Commission will have to go through. We have to screen through before they allow a company to be listed. Okay. Now, as I said, stock market is a place for you to buy and sell listed company shares. Now, there are Sendirian Berhad, which is a private limited company, and also Berhad, which is a public limited companies. Okay, so if a Sendirian Berhad or private limited company has already grown sizable enough and they have achieved a certain quantitative and qualitative criteria to be listed, they may apply to be listed on the stock exchange, and then they can become a public listed company, whereby there will be more liquidity to the shares, where you can easily buy and easily sell all these listed company shares. Now, today we're not going to talk about qualitative. We're going to zoom into the quantitative. Okay, now what are the criteria to be listed in the main market? Quantitative criteria. Now, number 1, they must pass a profit test. So a company must have uninterrupted profit of 3 to 5 full financial years with aggregate after-tax profit of at least 20 million. So for the past 3 to 5 full financial years, they must have at least 20 million. What is that? Net profit. Okay, after tax profit. It's not the revenue. Okay, it's not sales. Past 3 to 5 years add together need to have at least 20 mil profit. After tax profit of at least 6 million for the most recent financial year. Okay, for the most recent financial year before you get listed, you must have at least 6 million profit, not revenue. Okay, have been operating in the same core business over at least the profit track record prior to the submission. So this is the first test they must pass, profit test. So just imagine all the company listed in main market have already passed profit test. That means before they got listed, they have at least made 6 million net profit. Okay, and for the past 3 to 5 years, made at least 20 million net profit. Second test they must pass is market capitalization test. They must, upon listing, they must have at least 500 million market cap. Now, of course, now you have seen companies that is less than 500 million market cap in the main market. So, well, that means that the share price have really declined in such a level that it is lower than what the market cap before it got listed. So, incorporated and generated operating revenue for at least 1 full financial year prior to submission. So, this is the second test they must pass, which is market cap test. The C is infrastructure project corporation test, is mainly for construction companies. Must have the right to build and operate an infrastructure project in or outside Malaysia with project cost no less than 500 mil. The concession or license for the infrastructure project has been awarded by the government or the state agency in or outside Malaysia with remaining concession or license period of at least 15 years from the date of submission. So that's for main market. But if you want to be listed in the ACE market and LEAP market, there's no minimum operating track record or profit requirement. Okay, either one of them. Okay, for what does that mean? In other words, there's a possibility that company listed in these 2 markets are not profitable. They could be loss making. Okay, however, they could probably have a strong vision, strong future plan, So they go for listed, and they'll be able to raise the money from the shareholders, okay, from the public to be listed. So if you're convinced with the IPO story, then you can invest in a company, and hopefully when this company from LEAP market have grown big enough, they leap to the ACE market. Then if they grown big enough, they can leap to the main market. Then you can see your net worth, multiply. All right, so that is the advantage of investing in the LEAP or ACE market. But then LEAP market is, for now, is only open for sophisticated investor, so it's not open to retail investor yet. Sophisticated investor means you must have at least 3 million net worth before you can invest in LEAP market. So because LEAP market, no minimum track record or profit requirement, so the risk is higher because it has not proven to be a strong enough company. So that's why Securities Commission only allowed sophisticated investor to invest in the LEAP market. Now for the public spread, for main market, at least 25% of the company's total number of shares must be allocated for the public investor. Minimum 1,000 public shareholders holding not less than 100 shares each. So that's for main market. For ACE market, at least 25% of company total shares, okay, must belong to the public investor. Minimum 200 public shareholders holding not less than 100 shares each. For LEAP market, at least 10% of the company total number of shares, ordinary shares at submission, must belong to the public investor. Okay, the other 90% or less could be held by the company's owners. What about Bumiputra equity requirement? For main market, upon listing, you must have allocated about 50% of the public spread requirement to Bumiputra investor at the point of listing. Now, after that, of course, there's exchange of buy and sell. Then the Bumiputra status is not so required. For ACE market, no requirement at the point of listing for Bumiputra requirement. Allocation of 12.5% of the enlarged share capital to MITI recognized Bumiputra investors within 1 year after achieving main market profit track record, or 5 years after being listed on ACE market, whichever is earlier. Okay, so this is what they should do. No requirement at the point of listing. Now, for companies with MNC status or bioasset status, and companies with predominant foreign-based operation are exempted from the Bumiputra equity requirement when they go for listing here. So this is the few quantitative criteria before they got listed. So key important thing to know is that for ACE and the LEAP market, there's no profit requirement. That means the company may not need to be profitable to be listed. Now, however, we see that also many companies listed on ACE market are actually quite profitable. So this is something that you can take note of lah. All right. Now every day if you watch the news, or maybe 8 o'clock, you would hear the news anchor that tells you that the market is down how many points. This is what I grew up with. I grew up watching 8 o'clock news, and then I see that the market is down how many points. I actually have no idea what does that mean back then when I was in high school. But when I go to university, when I started reading about stock market book when I was Form 5, then I finally understood what is index. Okay, now so on Bursa Malaysia, there are many index. So let me first explain what is the biggest index, which is FBM-KLCI, stand for FTSE Bursa Malaysia Kuala Lumpur Composite Index. So FBM-KLCI is the most watched index in Malaysia, and it is a capitalization weighted stock market index composed of the 30 largest companies on Bursa Malaysia by market capitalization. So the constituent stocks will get replaced when they underperform. This is very important word here. The constituent stocks will get replaced when they underperform. Now, what does that mean? So FBM-KLCI actually consists of the 30 largest companies of stocks on Bursa Malaysia. What are constituent? It could be AMMB, which is M-Bank, Axiata, which is the Celcom, CMB, Dialog is an oil and gas company, DG.com, Genting Malaysia, Hapsing, Hatta Lega, Hong Leong Bank, Hong Leong Financial, IHH Healthcare, IOI, Kuala Lumpur, Kepong, Malay, Yam Banking, Malaysia Airports, Maxis, MS, SC, MISC, Nestle, Petronas Chemicals, Petronas Dagangan, Petronas Gas, PPB Group, Press Metal Aluminium Holdings, Public Bank, RHB Bank, Simdabi Plantation, the Naga National, Top Glove. So these are the 30 companies, and chances are you could have heard of half of them, okay, or you may have used at least 20% of these companies products and services. Like for myself, I am a customer to a public bank, M Bank, CMB Bank, RHB Bank, you know, so many banks I'm customer with, and I also use Maxis, okay, I use TMB, okay, so I use Malaysia Airport, you know, so there's so many products that we use like Nestle, so we are using their products. So you know, since we are using a product, so our life actually revolve work uh, consuming products and services of listed companies. So why don't, instead of becoming a consumer, just think about how can we become a co-owner of the company by becoming a public shareholder of these companies. So this is this is the, you know, what being investor mean. Now, if you, I know you could have noticed that there are some index weightage here. So AMB Holdings like stand 1.36%, Axiata 3.56%. You see, Public Bank is actually stand about 11.64%, which is the largest, and then the Naga National 11.09%. Malayan Banking is 10.57%. So, in other words, what does it mean? Now, assuming that all these 29 stocks, you know, all these 29 stock is constant, there's no changes in their price, and Public Bank is up 1% on that particular trading day. So that will mean that the FBM KLCI, which is tracking the top 30 companies share price movement, will go up by 0.1164%, because the remaining 29 stocks does not change in price. Public Bank is up 1%, then the index will up 0.1164%. So if the index go up on that day, it just means that majority of these 30 stock market 30 stocks actually go up. If the index go down on that day, that means that majority of the top 30 companies go down on that day. Okay, like today, the majority of, you know, the stocks here go down, so FBM KLCI decline. Okay, and today we see that a lot of most sectors are actually in negative territory, so the stock also go down, and the index also decline. So FBM KLCI, why is it most watched? Because people want to know what can represent the market. So when you want to ask you know, a person or what do you feel the market, so they usually benchmark the index to tell you, oh, actually today the market go up or today the market go down. So they use the index to tell whether the market is bullish or market bearish. So because people believe that the top 30 companies could somehow, you know, represent the market. It's accurate. It's it's not accurate. It's just a estimation, or it's just a benchmark of how the stock market perform. So people reference the index to see what the market perform. And FBM KLCI, because it's tracking the 30 largest companies, because these are the 30 largest companies which the biggest market cap, so they can somehow represent the market. So this is FBM KLCI. So if majority of the stocks price go up, then FBM KLCI will go up. If FBM KLCI go down, that means the majority of the share price go down. So when, for example, let's say one of the constituent stock consistently underperform. So because of you know, struggling business model, struggling economic situation landscape, so the business is really hit badly. So the share price keep plunging down. So until a point whereby they are no longer the 30 largest company, and they will get replaced by another stronger company, which is probably the first position to the second position. So they overtake them as the 30 largest company. So, and this company will, you know, will be replaced from by another better performing company. So over time, over time, we should see that the index should go up, because when the stronger stock underperform, they will get replaced by a stronger candidate, okay, the stronger constituent stock. So over time, the index should, in the long run, should really be bullish, okay, should be going upwards, in other words. So this is FBM KLCI, and beside FBM KLCI, we also have other index that that we track. Now, so just now we only cover this one. So we also have FTSE Bursa Malaysia mid 70. So this is the next tier, okay? Next tier that stands for that tracks the 30 largest companies after the first 30 lah, huh? So if at FTSE Malaysia, FTSE Bursa Malaysia KLCI plus FTSE Bursa Malaysia mid 70 index, which is the next 30 strongest stocks, these two add together will become, you know, FTSE Bursa Malaysia top 100. Now, to me, right, this index can better represent the market, because it tracks the 100 largest companies on Bursa Malaysia. Now, if you add the FTSE Bursa Malaysia small cap index, so it becomes FTSE Bursa Malaysia Emas index. Okay, so this is how the FTSE Bursa Malaysia Emas index comes about. So in ACE market, we also have the FTSE Bursa Malaysia ACE index, and also have FTSE Bursa Malaysia Fledgling index. Of course, we also have a thematic indices such as Emas Sharia index, which tracks the Sharia compliant stocks, small cap Sharia index, which tracks the small cap Sharia component stocks, Hijrah Sharia index, mid small cap Sharia index, mid small cap index, palm oil plantation index, and Bursa Malaysia index as well. Now, we also have a FTSE Bursa Malaysia Asian Palm Oil Plantation Index, both in USD and Malaysian Ringgit. Now, we also have the sectoral indices. So, for example, utilities index that tracks the utility sector, such as TMB related kind of stocks. Construction index that tracks the construction stocks, okay, the performance of the whole construction sector, okay, such as Gamuda, IJM, Sunway Construction, these are all under constructions. Consumer product and services index will track the consumer product and services, such as Nestle, okay, the Hapsing, okay, so Gawan, so these are all consumer product and services. Financial service is tracks all the banks, okay, or Bursa Malaysia as a listed company also under financial services. Industrial products and services tracks the manufacturers, okay, plastic packaging, okay, so on. Healthcare, okay, this period super hot, okay, you know what it tracks, okay, it tracks the healthcare, pharmaceuticals, or some glove companies. Previously glove is under industrial products, but now some of them are reclassified under healthcare. Plantation tracks the palm oil companies and also plantation stocks. Property will track all the property stocks, the developers. REITs will track the real estate investment trusts. Okay, the 18 of them. Technology will track the companies that are tech based. Telco and media, you know, like the name suggests, tracks the telecommunication players and also the media companies. Energy track mainly oil and gas. Transportation and logistics, like the name suggests, tracks the transportation and logistics sector. So these are the sectoral index that we can look at to give us an idea of whether this sector actually go up that day. Generally, the sentiment for this sector is up or down on that day. All right, how is their performance? Now, for the size of company, we usually look at market cap. Now, market cap is the total market value of a company's outstanding shares. So the formula goes like this. You take the current share price times the total outstanding shares. So this is what we call market cap. You take the current share price as of now times total outstanding share. So in other words, if market cap is a representation of a current share price times how many shares available, that means the current market cap changes every single day. So if the share price go up, then the market cap of the company will go up. So the owners who owns the company will have increased net worth. So this is a formula. So in other words, let's say a company have a share price of 10 ringgit, and the company have 100 million shares outstanding. So what's the market cap of the company? You take 100 million shares times 10 ringgit per share, the market cap is 1 billion. So in other words, if somebody wants to buy over theoretically, want to buy over the entire stakes of the company, they need to spend and invest about 1 billion. Okay, for that day they have to invest 1 billion to buy up all 100 million shares outstanding at 10 ringgit each, and then they can buy over the entire company. So that's what market cap means. So we also classify market cap as large, mid, or small cap. Now large caps company are company with more than 10 billion network, 10 billion market cap. So these are the companies like Public Bank, Maybank, Tenaga, and then now we have Hatta Lega, okay, and we have Top Glove. So these are the companies that's above 10 billion. These are large cap company. Usually, the bigger the market cap, then the safer the company is, because the company has already achieved a certain size of have achieved a certain size. So for company whose market cap is in between 2 billion to 10 billion, then we call them the mid cap stock. So they are probably not the top 30 companies, they are in the mid 70 companies. Okay, they are after the top 30, they are in the mid 70s. So that's why we call them the mid cap stocks. So for company that are less than 2 billion in terms of market cap, we call them small cap. So investing in small cap is rather is higher risk than when you invest in a large cap. Large cap are essentially blue chip, stable growth, have large pool of customers, stable business model, okay, with a proper distribution channel. And this is large cap, have historical track record of paying good dividends. These are large cap stock. Small cap stock usually pay lesser dividends. Okay, growth rate could have a higher growth rate. That means they could have a larger market that not yet tap into, or they have coming out with new products and services. So they have innovative products. Okay, they are constantly rolling out new things so that they can cater to the bigger market. So these are small cap. They have with better potential for growth, but then it's slightly higher risk because they may not be as large and as stable as the blue chip in the large cap sector. Okay, so this is something that you need to be aware of. If you want to go for stability, then you go for large cap stocks. If you want to go for growth and you can take a bit more risk, then you go for small cap. If you want somewhere in between, you go for mid cap stocks. Now trading hours, this one I guess most of you are aware, so I just briefly go through. Now the stock market open from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock. So on one trading day, they are there are 6 trading hours. So the market open from 9 o'clock until 5 o'clock. Okay, so from 9 o'clock to 12:30, it is the first trading hours. Then from 2:30 to 5 o'clock, it is the second trading phase, not trading hour, trading phase. So what is pre-opening? Pre-opening means that the stock market not yet open, but then the stock market allows you to queue your order. So it's like the Apple store is open at 9 o'clock, and then you want to buy the latest iPhone, say iPhone 12, so you can queue as early as 8:30 in front of the Apple store, and at 9 o'clock Apple store open, right? Then you can quickly go in and buy. So as early as 8:30, you can actually queue. Okay, your order, you want to buy Maybank and how much, you want to sell Maybank and how much. Then there's your pre-opening. Then the exchange will arrange all the orders. Okay, then as soon as 9 o'clock reach, then they will match your orders. Okay, they'll come up with a theoretical opening price, then they will match your orders, then we start trading. From 9 to 12:30 is the first trading session. Then go for lunch break, the market go for a break. Then from 2:30 to 5 o'clock, then we will have another trading phase, whereby 2 o'clock is a pre-opening second session. then 2:30 we'll start trading, and then until 5 o'clock. So first trading phase we have 3.5 hours, second trading phase we have 2.5 hours. Now the market actually go for pre-closing at 4:45, then 4:50 there's a closing at last, a closing auction which is trading at last. So minimum bid for stock, no, there are actually different tick size for different price range. For companies whose share price is less than 1 ringgit, the tick size is half a cent. See closely, this is not 1 cent, this is half a cent. Okay, for price range from 1 ringgit to 9 ringgit 99 cent, the tick size is 1 cent. From company share price between 10 ringgit to 99 ringgit 98 cent, the tick size is 2 cent. For companies whose price is above 100 ringgit, then the tick size is 10 cent. Okay, now what actually is tick size? Tick size is the minimum price movement of a stock. Okay, so what does that mean? So let's say if the share price now of a stock is, of a particular stock is, let's say is 50 cent. Let's say the stock price is 50 cent. So if you don't want to buy at 50 cent, if 50 cent is actually expensive, you want to buy cheaper. So the next bid, you can place your order is what? Is 49.5 cent. Okay. So that's the next tip. Okay, 49.5 cent. If 50 cent, you feel that it is very low for you to sell, you want to sell higher. So the next best selling price is 50.5 cents that the exchange allowed you to place. So this is what I call by tick size. So for company share price which is more expensive, okay, the tick size automatically you see is enlarged. So for company share price, let's say it's trading at 150 ringgit, okay, the tick size is, if you feel that 150 ringgit is expensive for you to buy, you want to buy lower. So what's the next best price you can buy? You can buy 149 ringgit and 90 cent. You get the minus 10 cents. So that's the next best bid price that you can put in. So for if you feel that 150 ringgit right now current price is actually too low for you to sell, you want to sell higher. So what's the next best offer price? You can put in 150 ringgit and 10 cent. So that's what we call tick size. Okay. Now why tick size changes when it come across different price range? That's because we want to make the changes more meaningful. Just imagine if the price is 150 ringgit, but the tick size is half a cent. Okay, so if you want to buy, right, you buy 150 ringgit, the next price you go up is 150 ringgit and half a cent, not even 1 cent, half a cent. Wow, you see that the movement is not significant enough to motivate you. All right. So, but conversely, if let's say the share price now is 50 cent and the tick size is 10 cent, just imagine a 50 cent share price. Every time it moves is 10 cent or 10 cent upward, 10 cent downward. Wow, 10 cent movement of a 1 ringgit of a 50 cent kind of stock is how big percentage? Is 20% one tick, Can you imagine that? So if it go up 2 tick, right, you will make 40%. If you go down 2 tick, right, from 50 cent go down 2 tick, become 30 cent, right, then you lose 40%. Right? So that's why tick size need to adjust as the share price changes. All right, so this is tick size that you need to be aware of. Now, shares are normally traded in a specific amount called the bought lots of 100 units. So any amount less than bought lots are called special lots or odd lots. Now you usually will have odd lots when you have some bonus issues, okay, or extra shares that are given to you, So these are odd lots. So bought lots means every time when you want to buy, you buy at least need to buy 1 lot. So let's say 1 lot of 10 cents there, or 10 cent share means 100 units or 10 cent share, which will cost you 10 ringgit. If you buy 1 lot of 10 ringgit stock price, then you use 100 times 10, it will cost you 1,000. All right. Now, when it comes to the stock exchange, we also have transaction costs. So what are the transaction costs? Number one, you need to pay a stamp duty 0.1%. Okay, minimum is 1 ringgit, maximum 200. So minimum you need to pay is 1 ringgit, maximum at most is capped at 200. Round up to the nearest ringgit. Now, clearing fee is 0.03%, maximum 1,000. Is capped at maximum 1,000. Stamp duty you pay to the government. Clearing fee you pay to the exchange. Now, third is you need to pay is the brokerage fee. Now, brokerage fee is not fixed. It differs across different brokerage firm, but generally I see is about 0.035% to 0.6%. Minimum is about 6 ringgit to 28 ringgit. Now, industry standard I think is about 0.42% and minimum 12 ringgit. That's what I see now. So this is a brokerage fee. Brokerage fee you pay to the brokerage firm. So the fee differs because of the level of services. If you are, if you're using cash account, then of course the brokerage fee is lower. If you're using a normal collateralized account, then the brokerage fee is higher. If you don't need so much services, then you may opt for a lower fee package, huh? So you just talk to your, brokerage firms. Now, the fourth cost you need to pay is SST, 6% of brokerage fee. Okay, SST is not imposed on your capital, so you don't have to worry that if you invest 10,000, you need to pay 600 to to the government as SST. No, SST is only imposed on brokerage fee, so we'll cover it shortly. So when it comes to transaction costs, it is very common. It's like when you want to buy asset and want to sell asset in any other asset classes, you also need to incur transaction costs. And the stock exchange is the cheapest among all. For example, if you want to buy unit trust, what are the transaction costs? There are asset management fee, okay, initial sales charge, okay, trustee fee. After that, you change fund switching fee. These are the transaction costs. If you buy property, what are the transaction costs? Okay, there are also agency fee and so on. So what are agency fee? You pay property, 2 to 3%, right? And not to mention stamp duty, okay, insurance, okay, MRTA, MLTA, and the legal fee, so on. So you see the transaction cost before you acquire an asset for property is so much higher, right? Even the agency fee alone is already 2 to 3%. Now, if you buy unit trust, what are the transaction costs? Initial sales charge alone of 5.5% to 5.5%, and then the asset management fee maybe 2% a year. Okay, so one year already 2%. So and then first time investment also about 5%. So can you imagine if you compare to stock market, right? The transaction cost is relatively lower. If you add all together, right, you see not even 0.5%. Okay, so let me illustrate to you how you calculate. If you buy 1,000 Maybank share at 9 ringgit, total it costs you how much? 9,000. Okay, so what are the transaction costs you need to pay? Stamp duty, you put 9,000 times 0.1%. How much you need to pay the government? 9 ringgit. Okay, clearing fee 9,000 times 0.03%. You pay 2 ringgit 70 cent to the stock exchange. So this is paid to bursa. So brokerage fee 9,000 times 0.42% times 1.06. So tell me what is 1.06? This is the SST. So as I've mentioned, SST is only applicable to the brokerage fee. Okay, amount is 40 ringgit and 7 cents. So total transaction cost is 51 ringgit and 77 cents. So your buy settlement is how much? Value of share plus the transaction cost. So in total, you need to pay 9,051 ringgit and 77 cents to acquire 9,000 ringgit worth of stock. Similarly, the transaction cost is also imposed when you want to sell. So if you want to sell 1,000 Maybank shares at 10 ringgit 13 cent, 30 cent, you will actually take back 10,300 ringgit. But because when you sell, you also need to pay transaction costs, so you need to calculate. Stamp duty again, 10,300 times 0.1% is equivalent to 10 ringgit 30 cent. But as I mentioned earlier, this needs to be rounded to round up, not round down. So whether it's 10 ringgit 10 cent or 10 ringgit 90 cent, all round up to 11 ringgit. Don't ask me why. Okay, so clearing fee is 10,300 ringgit times 0.03%, it is 3 ringgit and 9 cent. Brokerage fee is 0.42%. So you take 10,300 ringgit times 0.42% times 1.06. So this 1.06 is what? SST. Okay, it's 45 ringgit 86 cent. So the total transaction cost is 59 ringgit and 95 cent. So when you sell, how much money you take back in your sell settlement? 10,300 ringgit minus 59 ringgit and 95 cent. So it's 10,240 ringgit and 5 cents. So this amount that you can take back. So as you see, the total transaction cost you need to pay increases, okay, when you sell, which is a good thing, because the value of your holdings go up. So when the value of things go up means you make money from the stock market. So of course, if when you sell, the share price actually lower than 9 ringgit, then the total transaction cost will be lower because transaction cost is a fraction of the value of your property, of your assets. Now, market participants, who are the players in the market? Okay, now Bursa generally classifies investors to 3 groups. The first group is a foreign group. Okay, foreign group consists of foreign institutions and also foreign retail. Now, foreign institutions could be the foreign funds, okay, that are buying and selling our local companies. Or foreign retail could be a retail investor from foreign countries that are buying our local shares. Local institutions are our pension fund, our sovereign funds. They are buying and selling in the market. Local retail are mainly like you and me, who are investing in the stock market to create wealth for ourselves. So you can find their daily trading participation on Bursa Malaysia. You can find it on Bursa Malaysia website or Busan Marketplace to see how much are they buying. Okay, for example, this take place on 19 August. Foreign investor, they actually net buy 750 million, 730 million, and sold 911 million worth of shares. So total net is minus 180 million ringgit. Local institution is stand about 45% of the trading volume. They bought about 3.2 billion, sell 3.1 billion, so the net buy 139 million. And local retail, they stand about 43% of the participation. 3 billion they bought, net sold close to 3 billion, so net buy is about 41 million. So you can see their daily trading participation on Bursa Malaysia website or Bursa Marketplace. So what is Bursa settlement? Now Bursa settlement T+2. So what is T+2? Now I think a couple of years back it was T+3, so now it becomes T+2. So what is T+2? Now T means it's a transaction day. So now, for example, today is Monday, right? So if today you buy shares, it is a T day. Okay, T+1s, or people call it T1, is the contract states number of share prices, brokerage charges, and amount paid will be mailed to you. So this is T+1. T+2 will mean that the contract is due and the payment must be made on or before this date. So in other words, when you buy share, you may not need to pay on that day. You can pay 2 days later. So for example, if today you buy Maybank, then when you need to pay? Wednesday, because Tuesday is the T+1, Wednesday is a T+2. T+3 is a forced selling day. If a contract is not paid, the share will be sold by the company dealer. Okay, if you have not paid by T2, then your remisier, your broker will help you to force sell. So this is the Bursa settlement. Now, what is contra transactions? The procedures in contra transaction means the procedure in giving orders to buy and sell in contra transactions. Sorry, the procedure in giving orders to buy and sell in contra transactions are the same. The only difference is that client pays the broker, or the broker pays the client for the difference in price between his buy and sell transaction. It means that when you buy and sell using contra, that means you actually generally do not involve any you don't have to really pay for that contract. For example, if you buy one lot of a Maybank, let's say you buy at 7 ringgit, okay, and then before T2 you sell, okay, at the 7.20 cent. So actually you need to pay one lot of this 7 ringgit. Actually you don't, using contra transactions. So you actually the difference, you earn 20 cent per share, right? Times the multiply with the lots, it's either you pay the broker the difference or the broker pays the difference. Okay, so if the buy cost higher than the sell proceed, it result in a contra loss, in which the client pays to the broker. So when you buy 7 ringgit, you sell as 6.90, then you have to pay the broker the 10 cent difference per share times the how many units you have. If the sell proceeds are higher, it results in a contra profit which the broker will pay you. Okay. Now, this is important. Contra dealing is not a right of the client, but rather a privilege accorded by the stockbroking company to its clients. This means that the stockbroking company is not obliged to allow contra dealing facilities for all its clients. So if you want to have contra trading, you need to check with your brokers. So what is a CDS account? A CDS account stands for Central Depository System. It's fully owned and operated by Bursa Malaysia Depository. Now, before a CDS account exists, usually when you buy and sell shares, you will have a script. They will be issued a script, and the script is like a certificate that you own the amount, how many amounts of share of a company. But let's say the script is stolen. Okay, then these are some risks, or if you live in a flood prone area, then when you have flash flood, then your asset might be gone. So that's why we have CDS account that solve the problem. It is a electronic system. Okay, is an electronic system that keeps a record of ownership and the movement of shares traded on the Bursa Malaysia. So when you buy shares, the shares will be credited into your CDS account. So when you sell shares, the shares will be debited from your CDS account. Now, because of the settlement, when you buy shares, the shares will only be credited on T+2. When you sell shares, your share will only be deducted from the CDS account on T+2 because of Bursa settlement. So there's no physical delivery of shares under the CDS. Instead, CDS uses a simple book entry system to keep track of the movement of shares which arise from trades affected on Bursa Malaysia. So that is a CDS account. So investor can use the CDS to transfer securities from one CDS account to another, provided the transfer are within the reasons approved by Bursa Malaysia Depositories neighborhood. So one person can have multiple CDS accounts. For example, I myself have multiple CDS accounts, because when you open one stock trading account, you need to open one CDS account. So one person can have multiple CDS accounts. So that's why you can transfer share from one account to another. How CDS account works. So for example, buyer and seller agree to a price for 1,000 shares of company A. So the CDS will process the transactions. So the sellers is credited 1,000 shares of company A is debited on T+2, and the buyers is credited 1,000 shares of company A on T+2. So the sellers transfer the share here, then the CDS will transfer the share, will credit the shares into the buyer's account. So this is how a CDS account works. So you need to have a CDS account to store your shares. Now, to start trading in the market, you also need a second account. So that's called a trading account. Now, trading account is an account that you need to open with a broker. The trading account is maintained by a broker and is used to place your buy and sell order in the stock market. Now, a trading account enables you to trade the financial securities listed on Bursa Malaysia, and so it essentially is an account for you to put your money in, and then you can buy and sell. A CDS account is to track the flow of the shares. A trading account is to track your cash, okay, and execute your buy and sell order. So how do you start investing? You have to in order to trade in shares, must open a CDS account and a trading account with one of the stockbrokers. Okay, you can trade through a dealer representative or remisiers. Okay, now what are the difference between dealer and remisiers? A dealer is a salaried stock securities firm staff. It's the staff of the securities firm or investment banks. They take salary. A commission remisier means they are already they are attached to that securities firm, but they are not their full-time staff. Okay, I mean they are not the salary person. They are like partner of the investment banks or the securities firm, or for the for them to trade futures. So these are the remisers. We have dual license remiser that allow people to trade, stock or futures. So they don't have a fixed salary. Their income mainly come from your trading volume. Okay, so if you trade more, then they earn more. Okay, if you trade less, then they earn less. So it depends on their client base. Now, personally, I also have a dealer and also have reminder. I have a few accounts. So some reminders are serving me, and also have account with a bank dealer. So dealer basically takes salary, and reminder has no basic, and all come from your trading volume. So sometimes it is not hard to imagine that some reminder will give you a lot of info, in hope that you can you can buy or sell more so that they can earn a bit more. So this is reminders. Now 4 steps to start investing. So first step is you must select a stockbroker. You can't go to, let's say you can't go to a Maybank to say I want to buy your share, sell me your share. Maybank can't sell your share. Okay, you need to select a broker. Okay, now a broker could be an investment bank, or could be a securities firm. Okay, so once you select a stockbroker, then you can buy and sell share. Okay, you also can't go to bursa. I say I want to buy Maybank shares. You can't. Bursa can't sell. You need a stockbroker. Step 2 is you apply for a CDS account or trading account. Okay, fill up the form. Okay, give them your bank statement, your IC, and some even ask for your pay slip. Deposit money into your trading accounts. So once you deposit money, then start trading. As simple as that. So here are the licensed brokers on Bursa Malaysia. Now, if you have an account with all these, if you happen to realize that your account is not with all the logo here, then you faster withdraw money and run, because they are non-licensed. Okay, so make sure the broker you open account with, their logos are here. So these are licensed brokers in Malaysia. Okay, these are stockbroker. Now time passed really fast. Let me go to the Busan Marketplace. Now, what is Busan Marketplace? I think last week we talked about Busan Malaysia website, and this week let's talk about Busan Marketplace. Now, Busan Marketplace is a platform whereby Busan Malaysia invested a large sum of money to build this for us. So since they have invested a lot of money to build this platform, we must make good use. Okay, so this is a platform, Malaysia's complete share investment portal for investors like you and me to learn, try, and apply. So there are 3 key functions here, which is learn, try, and apply. And let me briefly go through. Now, the first function is learn. Now, so what you can learn in Bursa Marketplace, you can go to Bursa Marketplace and click on this button called Bursa Academy. So when you go to Bursa Academy, this is where it is a comprehensive one-stop e-learning platform that aims to provide investors with a continuous and holistic learning journey. So Bursa Malaysia also invested resources to build this e-learning platform, so that to groom investor to become well informed and become a savvy investor, so we can continuously use Bursa Malaysia to create wealth as an avenue to create wealth. Also, of course, everybody also want retail investors to be able to use stock market as an avenue for wealth creation, to create sustainable wealth. So that's why we have our goal is to bring financial literacy to as many people as we can through our educational outreach. So it's simplified to use, user friendly, accessible anywhere and anytime at your own pace. Okay, you can tune into your web, okay, from your mobile phone, and then to learn about stock investing. Not only stock investing, but also have a derivative and Islamic capital market. I will navigate around that platform for you in a short while. So you can scan this QR code or go to bursaacademy.bursamarketplace.com to figure out to find out more about this Bursa Academy. They have a fantastic articles, okay, learning videos, webinar recordings, quizzes, and courses for you to take, so that you can become a savvy and informed investors. So the second key function is try. Now, under try category, there are many tools, okay, you can use. For example, there are alpha indicators and analyst consensus are some powerful quantitative tool developed by Thomson Reuters. So what are, let's say, what is analyst consensus? So for example, you want to know what is the analyst calling for a certain stock. You want to know what is their TP, okay, target price. So you have to read, okay, CGS CMB report, then you read RHB investment bank report, then you see Maybank report, Macquarie research report, Kananga report. That's where you can read. But if you want to have one glass to understand everybody's consensus target price, right, then you go to Busan Marketplace. Busan Marketplace aggregate everybody target price into one place, and in one glance you will know, okay, how many analysts give target price at what price, okay, and what is the consensus. So you can see, oh, okay, RHB give, let's say, give this one 5 ringgit, CMB give, 5 ringgit 50 cent, Maybank give 4 ringgit 90 cent, Kananga, let's say, give 5 ringgit 20 cent. So the average consensus is, let's say, 5 ringgit 20 cent. So in one glance you would know what is the average. So isn't that a very powerful tool? I think absolutely. It's a very powerful tool where it aggregate everybody consensus and place under one roof. So it's easy for you to see. So the information comes more clean. So what is the second tool is a stock screener. So if you want to use the screener to find a good stock, then you can key in, okay, I want a PE, I want a cheap stock, PE less than 10, I want a growth stock, okay, earnings per share must be grow at how many percent, key in, then you punch the button, search result, then the companies that fulfill your criteria will pop up on your screen. Then you just go to find your companies they want to invest in and study more. So the stock screener will help you to save a lot of time and effort in finding out stocks that have potential or even undervalued. The third tool is heat map. Heat map will tell you, it's an innovative way for you to look at the market performance, okay, and you'll be able to rank who are the best and worst performers by specific categories. So that is the tools under heat map. You can also go to Busan Marketplace to download the research report. Okay, you can find what the research report. I will navigate around it shortly to share with you more. Then we also have apply. Apply is where you can start, apply for, you can apply for a virtual account. You can log into a virtual account, create a portfolio with virtual cash. So when you buy and sell shares using virtual cash, testing your strategy, if you lose money, you won't lose your hard-earned money. You only lose paper money. And the cool thing is that this virtual portfolio tracks the real prices. Okay, so you can test your strategy. You feel that if you don't want to put your hard-earned money at risk, you can create a virtual portfolio. And then you say, well, if you want to buy Maybank, you put in Maybank in your portfolio, buy at what price, then you see next whether a few months later, or see whether your investment result is good or not, to see whether you made the right decisions or not. Okay, so this is the watch dashboard, and you can have a watch list, put in the stock that you want to invest. Okay, put in the watch list, you see their prices. So if the prices, let's say, fall into a certain level where you feel they are reasonably undervalued, then you can buy. Then we have a portfolio for you to create your own portfolio and put the stock there and track your performance. And also futures, okay, is a place where you can keep track of all your futures contract. Okay, you can long wish contract, short wish contract, and under this category called futures. Okay, then when you're ready, when you have demo enough, when you're ready, you can submit this form, and Busan Marketplace will link you with your preferred broker. Okay, then the broker will contact you to open a trading account when you are ready. So this is what Bursa Marketplace offers to you. So, and it also have come with an app where you can download the app and it's on the go. Okay, it's available on Android and iOS. Just download it from Google Play and also Apple App Store. Now, before we go to Q&A, let's do a demo. Okay, now this is the Bursa Marketplace website. Okay, just key in www.bursamarketplace.com. So this is the homepage. Okay, see we have like what I mentioned, we have learn, try, and apply. You have some of the securities companies, their webinars or the seminars are here. So for example, let's say you want to you know, just now the case study, let's say Air Asia. Okay, if you like Air Asia, you click type Air Asia, you search Air Asia, then the Air Asia stock pop up. Okay, then you can see what is the price today, 65 cents, up 0.78%. So the consensus target price 55 cents. So that means Air Asia now is above the consensus target price by 10 cents. Okay, the consensus date is September 4th. Okay, so the analyst consensus is this stock underperform. Of course, it's not my call, it's the analyst call. Okay, so we don't give any buy or sell recommendation. Then we can on quick look, you can see, okay, the share price performance, okay, over the 1 year is like this. Market cap is how much, P is how much, okay, dividend is how much, ROE is how many. So this is example. Then you can see the company profile. Then you can also do chartings as well. I think I have to go a bit faster. You can see the company profile, okay, who owns the companies, who are the chairman, okay, who is the CEO, okay, who are the key executive. You can find out their profile there. You can go to charts. You can see share charts. You can even do technical analysis on this platform. Busan Marketplace offers you up to about 5 years of price action data. Okay, you can zoom out all the way to about late 2015. So it's about 5 years of data, powered by TradingView. So it's pretty solid platform. Okay, you can use candlestick, or you can use the line, okay, or you can use Heikin Ashi, or you can use most of the time I use candlestick. Okay. After I click Heikin Ashi, then it's gone already. Okay, let me refresh. So you can do chartings here on Bursa Marketplace. So it's pretty powerful. So for example, you can draw, you can draw your downtrend line. Okay, you can draw a downtrend line. You can draw your, support resistance line. Okay. You can customize your tool. Okay. You can even draw your Fibonacci retracement. Okay, you can draw your Fibonacci retracement. Okay, pretty colorful, pretty powerful, right? Okay, you can also draw, do a range, okay, and do a price target. So this is a pretty powerful, solid platform, and it's free of charge. Okay, you don't have to subscribe to expensive softwares. Okay, the analyst consensus is another very powerful tool. You can see what are for example, this is Air Asia, right? You can see that how many analysts recommendation. Okay, currently there are 11 analysts. Okay, that ask you to reduce the positions. 4 analysts ask you to hold. 5 analysts ask you to sell. Okay, consensus earning per share estimate. Okay, what's the mean high? Okay, 41 cent. Okay, by 2022 is high 41 cent. By ending December 2020, high is lost 3 cent, low is lost 1.6 cent. And they can also give you revenue estimate. What are the mean revenue estimate, and what are highest range, and what are the lowest range, which is very which this is their net income. Then you can also find the research. You can come here to download Air Asia research, any company related to Air Asia. Okay, then you can download. Okay, available financials. You can find a key statistic of financials of Air Asia. Okay, dividend yield, profitability ratio, growth rate. Okay, earning per share, growth rate, valuation ratio. Okay, you can find. You can also go to their income statement. Okay, find their 5-year data. Okay, so you are thinking, okay, where to find 5-year data? Okay, now free of charge, only available on the Bursa Marketplace. Okay, 5-year data, you can see super detail. Okay, break it down to very detailed 5 years data. Okay, you can see how much they spend here and there. You can also go to the balance sheet to see how strong is the company in terms of their balance sheet. You can also see 5-year balance sheet data. okay, cash and equivalents, okay, inventory, current asset, okay, property and plant, okay, these are your balance sheet. And you can go to a cash flow. Not only you can see annual, you can also see quarterly. If you click quarterly, you go to quarterly result. Okay, this cash flow. Then you can go to see the ownership. Who are the biggest shareholders? Okay, you can see how much they own. Okay, this Tune Life owns 16%, Tune Air owns 15%, PNB owns 7.4%. Okay, and what are the worth shares worth? And Warren and News and so on. So because of time constraint, I can't go too much. So this is an example how you can search. Okay, and let's go to some tools. Let's go to Bursa Academy. Bursa Academy. Okay, this is a Bursa Academy. Now, Bursa Academy under the Learn category is the platform for you to update more knowledge. So under the homepage, you see there are the equity courses and so on. So you can click into that, and then the Bursa platform will come up. So for example, if you want to come to learn, you click insights. You see there are four. There are you can see the equity market, futures market, as well as the Islamic capital market. All three markets you can see. So you can see the beginner content or professional content. So this means this videos. So I have already opened a tab for easy sake, so don't have to load. So for example, this is an example of a course, empower your leverage and inverse ETF investment journey. So your course structure, you can enroll yourself into a course. It's free, so you can finish all lesson 1 to lesson 7 to learn about what are leverage and inverse ETF. Then you can go to Bursa Academy. This is from time to time they will also publish articles. Okay, there are also videos for you to understand, palm oil industry, for example. You can watch the short videos. You can also see the corporate actions. This is article plus. After reading an article, you can take a quiz. Okay, when you click this button, you'll go here. Okay, what is the corporate action? Then you can answer a question. Okay, see check correct or not. Okay, for example, oh, correct. Okay, so this is a corporate action. You can also watch webinar recordings. So some of our webinar recordings are also uploaded there. You can watch the webinar recordings. Then you can also undertake, some games. Okay, so you can click. Then there's an animation. Okay, so this is an example of interactive features. And then you can also go to events. Okay, if you go to events, right, you see if you go to events, you'll come to this page. Then you see when is the next upcoming events. Okay, not only organized by Bursa, but also organized by some of the brokers. Okay, you can also join. For example, this is our today's webinar, Be an Informed Investor to Create Wealth. So it's here. Then tomorrow we have a spread trading best kept secret in futures. You can also enroll into this webinar. This is an intermediate session. This is a beginner session. Then 23rd you have webinar. 23rd we also have a webinar. Okay, then 24th we have webinar. So almost every day you see there are events for you to join. Okay, all available. Click into that, then you can lead to the registration page. So all available on Bursa Marketplace, whereby Bursa Malaysia invested a lot of money to build this academy for you in hope of turning you to become a savvy and informed investor. So all the resources, information, education, articles, quizzes, course can be enrolled into Bursa Academy. So I'm done with the learn. Of course, use a Bursa Classroom, and if you have anything you don't understand, you can go to glossary and find all the financial jargon, okay, and understand what does that jargon mean. So these are the glossary tab under Bursa Marketplace. Then you can also go to here and play games. Of course, due to time constraint, I have no time to show you around game because I want to show you more cool feature, okay, which is let's say go to screener. Okay, now we also have Sharia and non-Sharia mode. Okay, if you are our Muslim friends, you can turn on Sharia mode, right? Then you see there the Sharia stock drop to 719. Okay, if you disable the Sharia mode, then all stocks will pop up. If you enable, then only Sharia compliant stock will pop up. So for example, if you want to screen good companies, say you want to screen stock or warrant, say you want to screen stock, you say I only want stock that analysts recommend buy. You click buy. Oh, 32. As of now, there are 32 stock that fulfill the criteria. Okay, but I never click show result yet. But 32 is still a big, large group. I want all what industry you want. Okay, let's say okay, for this I will pick all. I don't mind what industry so long that analysts say buy. So, but I want it to be cheap. Okay, let's say I put PE below 10. How many stock? Oh, 7 stock fulfill this criteria. I want this to be above 1 billion. Okay, 0. Okay, no stock above 1 billion fulfill this criteria. Okay, let me go back to all. So I want to have I want to have the earning per share growth must be positive. Okay, up more than 0%. Yes. Okay, I want dividend yield. No, got dividend yield. Okay, above 5%. See how many? 2. Okay, let's see. 2. Let's show result. Okay, EA Technology and Formosa Prosonic. So these are analysts give buy recommendation. P is below 10 and dividend yield is so high, above 5%. But let's say I don't mind a dividend yield. Let's see all the 7 stocks we have that fulfill the criteria. Aram Maritime, okay, CCK Consolidated, EA Technic, Formosa Prosonic, KKB, Lihen, Magnitech. So these are 7 companies that fulfill the search criteria. All right, so if you don't want P10, P all okay. All right, then you click search, then there'll be 26 companies. You will find all 26 companies in the next page. Okay, so these are all the 26 companies in the next page. Okay, so there are 26 companies that pop up that fulfill your criteria will pop up. So this is a powerful screener. Okay, alpha indicator is a bit more technical. It's for people who are more advanced, so let me just skip it. So let's go to a heat map. Now heat map will show you what are the active stock. Okay, so like what I've shown you. Okay, which stock got active. Okay, the larger the square is or the rectangle is, then the more active it is. All right, so that is heat map. Research is where you can download the research reports. For example, you want to see say banks, you want banks research report on banks. There are 11 research report. Okay, so come out. If you want on let's say glove, okay, the glove very hot right now, right? Okay, you click search. Okay, top glove, okay, has yet to reach its peak. That's by Afin Huang, issued on 18 September, for example. So you can find healthcare. We can also see past 1 week don't have. Okay, past 1 month. Okay, healthcare. How many people issue healthcare? Okay, Kosan. Okay, MIDF issue a research report. Kosan, M Investment issue report. IH Healthcare. M Investment issue a KPJ. Okay, so these are some of the research report you can download. Or Marketplace Guru. Okay, you can follow some of the Marketplace Guru here. Okay, these are mainly opinion leaders, financial planners, social influencers that are recognized by Bursa Malaysia. They are here. Okay, so you can follow them and their news. So these are the tools that can use. Events, you can go to go to find all the brokers event. Okay, here, okay, these are Apex Gain Trading Challenge, so all can be found here. RHB, you see a lot of RHB information here. Then you can, of course, you can go to create your own dashboard by a virtual portfolio. I started having the dashboard, 2014. I think I created this dashboard. When it first started, I experimented. Okay, I simply put some of the stock inside. This is a test. Okay, so I can build my portfolio. So this is a portfolio result. I also long time did not open already. Okay, my portfolio consists of stock. Okay, so you can see, wow, this is down 50%, this is down 11%, this is down 78%. Okay, this is one stock only. You can put up to 30 stock. Okay. Okay, so these are some of the portfolio gain or loss. So you can track the portfolio. Of course, you need to update all the bonus issue, this and that. So of course, the last time I opened, God knows how long already. Okay, maybe a few years for this dashboard. So you can put a watch list. Okay, put all the stock you want to see under your watch list. Okay, create your stock under watch list here. So these are those day 2014 time I put in the watch list. And the futures, okay, you can put in the you can long and short futures contract here. So this is the power of Bursa uh, Marketplace. You can see a lot of information here. All right. So I guess I am pretty much done here with the demo. Thank you everybody for tuning in to this webinar. Hope I've added value to you today to show you how you can navigate around Bursa Malaysia and also Bursa Marketplace, Bursa Academy to find those resources. And I also explain to you technically of how how to calculate the cost transaction, trading hours, Bursa settlement. This will help you to get started in trading in the Bursa Malaysia. With that, thank you everybody for tuning in. This is Shen Chu signing off. Have a pleasant rest of the day. Bye bye.